giving me this platform to learn, unlearn and relearn a lot of fact related to wash. And I would like to thank my fellow participants who made this session very interesting, informative, and it was so much fun learning and getting to know all of you. So my topic that I chose for today is water pollution and the impact it has on our health. We all know that water is an essential thing that is needed for every living organism on this earth, and also the basic supply of fresh and clean water, especially the drinking water, is a need for all human beings on this earth. But what is that one thing that is worrying me is that even in today's modern world, people are suffering due to the poor access to good quality of water and scarcity of water. Due to the increased urbanization, modernization and industrialization, the quality of water has been greatly brought down, and due to the poor management practices and lack of conservation also, it is still going down. And according to the United Nations report, 2.2 billion people in this world still today suffer due to the scarcity of water. So I got some statistics with me which was proposed by the WHO and United Nations. It states that over half the global population do not have safely managed sanitation services. Around 2 billion people live in countries they have high level of water stress. Experts estimate that by 2025, half the world population will live in a water stressful environment. Around 785 million people do not have basic drinking water facilities, and also since the 1990s, water pollution has greatly worsened in almost all rivers across Asia, America and Africa. Fresh water resources all over the world are being extremely exploited and poorly managed. Their quality has been greatly brought down due to the industrial effluents that are directly discharged into them, which contain both organic, inorganic and even synthetic chemicals. And also, people generally tend to discharge the sewages directly into the water body, and also the agricultural runoff add to this increasing problem. So when these people tend to consume this contaminated water, what happens is that they suffer from a wide range of diseases, starting from the cardiovascular diseases to fatal diseases like cancer. Not only us humans, even small microorganisms, small aquatic mammals, seabirds, fishes, every organism that is related to this water body are greatly affected. Talking about the country like India, in which majority of people opt the occupation of agriculture, it is said that agriculture is the biggest consumer of the fresh water across the world, and also it is the great source of water pollution among every other sector. Due to the increasing demand and overpopulation, people or the farmers generally tend to use chemical fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides to increase their supply. So what happens when it rains is that this rainwater washes away these chemical fertilizers along with the run, and they are directly discharged into the water bodies or they enter the groundwater, contaminating them. So this high amount of phosphorus and nitrogen which is present in these fertilizers tend to cause algal bloom in the water bodies. So the major threat of this algal bloom is that they release very harmful toxins which are hazardous to the fish or the small mammals that are dependent on this water body. One more hazard that is this algal bloom causes to us is that the bacteria which consume this dead algal bloom tend to consume the oxygen that is present in the water body, making it a dead zone. So according to the UNESCO, on the earth we have 2,45,000 square kilometers of dead zone. Talking about the plastic, it is a really astonishing fact that plastic was discovered to save the environment or the replace to the things that is causing harm to the environment and increasing deforestation. So plastic not only cause harm to humans but also to the marine lives. So the recent threat is that are the microplastic, which are less than 5 millimeter in size. So recently we all must have read an article about how in Italy people or doctors found small microfibers in the placenta of the pregnant women. Isn't it really shocking to know this? And also what happens is that in these aquatic bodies, fishes tend to eat this microplastic along with their daily food, and when people consume them, it greatly destroys and it is posing a high threat to our immune system. Talking about the oil spills, radioactive waste and also the sewage discharges that are being done to the water body, they highly deteriorate the quality of water, and when we consume them, it increases our health hazards also. And also talking about the fracking, it greatly destroys the quality of underground water. The major source of fresh water is the groundwater. In many areas, the groundwater is contaminated with heavy metals and strong pollutants. Due to the inadequate and incompetent management of this groundwater, people suffer from a large amount of diseases. A recent report estimates that about 20 million inhabitants of Bangladesh has been consuming groundwater which is contaminated with arsenic. In that area, we can see people suffering from arsenic-related skin lesions, skin cancer, lung cancer, pulmonary diseases, hypertension, and some cardiovascular diseases. Even in today's world, we can see urban-rural disparity happening for the availability of water. Even in today's time, we can see that in rural areas, people walk miles and miles just to fetch water, which is needed for their basic life. And also, we can see with the increasing use of pesticides, increasing amount of nutrients collecting in the water bodies, sewage drainage, synthetic organic matter, and acidification has greatly brought down the quality of water. Talking about the minerals that are present in the water, we know that some amount of fluoride which is present in the water is totally fine because it is necessary for preventing the decaying or a formation of cavity in our teeth and weakening of the bones. But once this level is reached and it goes beyond that, obviously it is hazardous to our health. And other minerals like lead, fluorinated solvents, and petrochemicals are posing a high threat to our health in the recent times. So, and also we can see a majority of waterborne diseases are highly fatal. It either spreads directly due to the consumption of this drinking water or it is due to some flies and filth lying around it. So, talking about the drinking water, in 2010, the United Nations General Assembly explicitly recognized that the human right to water and sanitation. It proposed that everyone has the right to sufficient, continuous, safe, acceptable, physically accessible, affordable water for both personal as well as domestic use. It is astonishing that still 8 lakh people across the world die of diarrhea. And what happens in rural area is that people generally have no clean water, because of which they tend to ignore the basic hygienic practices like hand wash, and this also adds to the increasing risk of disease among the inhabitants. So also this polluted water bodies act as a space for the breeding of these vectors like mosquito, which can cause deadly diseases like dengue. And talking about the economical status of the people, when we provide people with good quality of water, automatically the economic status of the people as well as the country increases. So when we provide people with a good quality of water, automatically the amount of money they spend for their health when they are affected by disease is greatly brought down, and it also indirectly increases the country's economy. And also for children, when we provide them with good quality of water, the life expectancy increases, the time they fall sick also gets reduces, and because of which it can indirectly lead to the country's economy increase, as they tend to go to school and they tend to be a better citizen of tomorrow's nation. So, implementing a nation or the world free of water pollution, as people say, inevitable, but I don't think so, because when we work together, we can achieve anything and everything. I know there are we have a lot of challenges to be overcome, like there is climatic changes, increasing water scarcity, increasing population growth, demographical changes, and urbanization. But still, when we work together, I think we can definitely bring a change in this nation. And what are the methods that we can implement as an individual to reduce the water pollution? We can, instead of flushing everything down in drain, we can separate and segregate waste and dispose them accordingly in their respective bins. And also what we can use is that in an individual level, we can decrease the amount of plastic we use, or we can shift from the chemical fertilizers into organic manures, and we can also avoid some toxic cleansers that we daily use in our offices and home, and we can look for some alternative which are biodegradable and safe for the environment too. And also we must emphasize more on the water conservation, which is the need of the hour. And I would like to conclude my thing with stating an example of Japan about the Minamata disease. It is said that industries which is used to produce certain chemicals uses inorganic mercury as their main agent. So what happens is that they tend to directly drain their effluent into the bays, because of which these mercury tend to get sedimented at the bay surface of the bay as well as at the bottom of the bay, and the fishes and the aquatic organisms tend to consume them. And the people who indirectly eat this fish suffered from mercury toxicity. When the government came to find about it, what they did was restricted people from consuming that fish, and they also tried to clean the ocean completely free of mercury, and they take every single measure to retrieve the bay back. So what we can infer from this is that it is a major progress towards the environmental consideration of health. So what we can get from this is both health and environmental consideration must go hand in hand for a greater integration of the future. So as they say, water pollution is inevitable. But what I believe is that with coordinated efforts, anything can be achieved. Thank you.